Hello and welcome to our second episode. How exciting of the only adult in the room, a podcast where nobody here is an expert, but guess what? We might have learned a thing or two along the way. My name is Lindsay.
And I am Susan, and this is just a quick reminder because legal says we have to. This is not therapy meant to be therapeutic advice or anything like that. And if you find yourself needing that kind of thing, go to see a professional.
We have a guest today with us who is a full-time single parent of a 4-year-old boy who, for the sake of privacy, we will be referring to as the boy.
Boy.
Yes.
Okay.
She is no novice when it comes to chaos, and she understands chaos is not something that can be prevented, but she's still learning how to embrace it when she can and how to cope when she can't, because she's the one experiencing raising one of our littlest community members in 2026. Morgan is the adult in the room with us today. Welcome, Morgan.
Hey, Morgan.
Thank you, guys. Hi.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on your podcast.
Of course. Thank you for coming. We're really excited that you are here.
Yeah. Can I ask her? I want to ask you a question. Are you comfortable in chaos? I mean, do you function good in chaos? Some people do. So I'm curious. Oh, wow. I felt that across the.
Yeah.
I feel like it's been so long in it.
Yeah.
I think I would be scared to know what it feels like to not be.
Oh,
That's fair.
At this point.
Okay.
So
Cool.
We're acquainted. That's what I'll say.
You and chaos are acquainted?
We're acquainted.
I see.
Well acquainted, I understand.
Well acquainted.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks for being honest about that, because I'd be really afraid if you'd be like, oh no, I don't. Yeah, okay.
Chaos, who is she?
Yeah.
No, we're familiar.
Yeah.
Great. So, other than chaos, tell us a little bit more about you. So we've got that you're a solo mom. So what else is there about you?
Yes, I am a solo parent, a full-time employee, part-time student as of this semester. Actually, I'm very proud of that.
Yes.
And
Shout out to all the student
Yeah.
moms
Yes.
and
Yes.
dads out there. Yeah.
Been there.
Yeah.
Big,
Yes.
big, huge.
yeah, that's a big deal. And I don't know. The only thing I can think of is I'm really into plants randomly, all of a
Plants?
sudden. Yeah.
So you're a boy mom and a plant mom.
Yeah, I have 11, so
That's a lot of
more
maintenance.
plants
Yeah.
than boys. So,
Yeah. Do y'all know? I got a story about plants real quick. Okay. I had a really close mentor give me like plants, and up until the time that she gave me plants, she said, I mean, I never had plants, like fake plants. Yeah. Okay. No problem. But she said, I remember saying, baby, if you can't take care of a plant, how are you going to take care of anything else? Okay. This is after 3 children have been birthed and everything. And I'm like, oh my God, can I take care of a plant? And so I remember like the sacred plant, and happy to say it has survived almost probably 15 plus years and has gone on to other plants and stuff. So not only can I parent children, I can also be a plant mom.
Yeah,
So
well-
I had to just share that because, dude,
I love that. My
about
aside
pressure.
is that I can't.
you can't.
I
what?
cannot keep a plant alive.
But
That would not be for me.
Other people in your family can.
Oh, my husband, he's a plant dad, really
Okay.
hard.
All
I
right.
mean, to the tune of, I don't know, maybe 100 of them, but
Gosh, wow.
too many, I
Okay.
would argue.
Okay.
But don't let me take care of them.
So we do another episode on parenting plants.
I think
Okay.
we
That
do.
works.
Morgan, what
That
do you
works.
say?
Morgan, it's all because of you.
Yeah.
I like how methodical, is that the word?
Yeah.
That planting can be. I feel like it comes with a lot of rules and a lot of structure, and it's very opposite to what my parenting experience has been. Parenting, raising a boy,
So the
nonetheless.
antidote to the chaos that you feel.
Yes, it
is-
brings me a lot of peace because they all have
Gotcha.
very rigid systems and structures, and I'm
Some
it's just-
boundaries. Love it.
yeah,
Okay.
it's a lot more structured, I feel, than I found parenting a human being
Yeah.
is. So
Okay. So do you feel without plant care, what do you think your other safe thing might be to help you remove yourself from some of that chaos? Is there anything else you do?
I really like gratitude grounding.
What is that?
Absolutely.
It,
Yes.
it grounds me so deeply. So a lot, especially lately, I feel like it's, as life does, it's one thing after the other.
Sure,
And so
for
when
sure.
like things just maybe aren't going my way multiple times all at the same time, it's really easy for me to kind of get worked up emotionally. And so I feel like as I'm reaching like an emotional peak where I'm about to maybe start crying, deep breath first always. And then I think of what I do have. Because a lot of the things that like get me to that like almost breaking point it's all the things I don't have.
Right.
You know, not enough time, finances, not enough support, structure, whatever.
Yeah.
And so I start reminding myself of what I do have, and then that just kind of inadvertently shows
Love
me.
it. You're
Yeah.
like flipping the script, reframing it.
Exactly.
Going,
And so
okay.
like, I have the boy. He has very good health. We have our friends and our family, and we have our plants and things like that.
Does he have a plant?
He doesn't, but he likes to come in and kind of like talk to them,
That's
and
fair.
he knows that
Yeah.
talking to them can help them grow, and so he doesn't have his own, but he helps.
Nice. I want to follow up here because you said, you know, you're solo parenting, but you referenced, you know, we have our family, we have our friends. So I'm curious, like, what do you call them, villages?
Yes.
I call them like, who's your support group?
Yeah, who's your group?
I love my village, my support group, and I love that I get to talk about them. Thank
nice.
you.
Wait, do they know you're going to talk about them?
They're about to.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
So I feel like the most direct one is one of my best friends, Amber. If you're watching this, hey girl.
Hey, Amber.
And she's actually, as of last year, my roommate. That's been really fun to kind of navigate not our relationship as a household, but more watching the boy and Amber's relationship like naturally progress has been, I'm really grateful to be able to experience that. And that was kind of hard because that was really like the first real time that I had to just kind of accept that there was another
Adult
role
Yeah.
in our household.
Yeah.
And then that's a good segue to the other people in my village, my parents.
Oh, wow.
Two very, very loving parents. I'm very, very fortunate for that.
Shout out to very loving parents.
Shout out to very loving parents. And the boy and I actually lived with them for the first 2 years of his life.
Oh, wow.
And then, like a couple months after he turned 2, we got our own place, just the two of us. And that was
I'm
really,
sure there's a story there that we don't have to go into, but just, you know, just like, what is it like? I could only imagine living with my parents when I had my kids. So we don't have to go there. That's fine. No, that's good. I'm just like, whew.
it was, I very much survival mode in a sense.
So they were there like a support. I mean, true support.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
And that was really,
Awesome.
I'm very grateful for that experience too, honestly. And then it just, of course, made the boy and my parents bond that much stronger too. So they have very close knit relationships with him. So that makes me happy.
Wonderful.
Yeah. And then my friends and I do have a very strong friend group.
Nice.
Who are my literal support group. I would call them my support. And they're very loving and supportive and love me and the boy enough to never, let us be like anything bad ever. So I really appreciate that. And then I do want to shout out his teachers, his educators. He has 2 of them.
Okay. So
can I say their names or should I not?
It's up to you. So he's in childcare somewhere, right?
He is in childcare.
Okay, cool.
Yes.
Cool.
And his one educator, he's actually kind of had for several years because they just kind of keep moving up together.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my gosh, that is so wonderful.
I know.
Right,
so
right.
another really good,
a
very good part of my life that I'm really grateful for. And I like to credit any of his emotional intelligence to her. And she's a family friend now too. And so anytime like someone tries to give me credit for that, I'm like, no, we're going to talk about.
You've got to take some credit yourself. Okay.
Absolutely.
There's like, okay, so old lady in the room here, like I love that you acknowledge the fact that there are other important adults in your young child's life. That is amazing, because that's so true, right? Our kiddos are like forming those bonds with us as mom, dad, that kind of thing. But that other people can serve in that role and do, and you acknowledge it is huge, because we can't do this by ourselves.
Right.
We've got to do it with other people. And so shout out to all you other you caregivers and early childhood educators, or just whoever is important in those kiddos' lives. That is absolutely huge. And yes, they do learn a lot. But I'm going to like step in and go, hey mom, okay, you got a lot. He got a lot from you. I know he did, because I know how this child development thing works sometimes. Okay.
Yeah.
But no, seriously, but that you're willing to share some of that credit I think that speaks a lot to your character, and not knowing you as well as I do, or not knowing you that well at all really, but just knowing you how I know you, that is huge. So, just gotta give a mom like, yeah, okay,
Absolutely.
share credit, but take it too, because there's going to be a moment when that kiddo, ain't nothing going right, and you're just like, yeah, fine, yeah, claim it while you can.
Absolutely.
Claim it.
I second what Susan is saying, because a person sitting here talking about gratitude grounding could not be a person that never shared emotional intelligence with their child. So you got
Absolutely.
this. Yeah.
You got that. Okay, I just have a question though. What is emotional intelligence? Just like.
Well, Susan,
Well,
you did something there. So, in my opinion, feel free to jump in at any point, but in my opinion, emotional intelligence is the ability to walk in and kind of feel what's going on in the room, and then adapt perhaps to that.
Yeah.
Couldn't imagine going into a sad room and cracking a joke,
Gotcha.
right? So I think there's that, but also recognizing the emotions in oneself, right? If a child can speak to their feelings, then someone has passed down a skill to them of emotional intelligence.
Absolutely.
And I don't know if you agree, or Morgan, if that's how you would define what's going on with the boy, but yeah.
I do agree. Like, I really like that my child specifically is still, we're all still learning at all times, but it's growing his strength and knowing his feelings, which is already a big deal. And like the names of them, what they are, what it feels like to feel those feelings. And then now he is learning different ways to express them in a safe and healthy way. And that I would also tack onto that definition of emotional intelligence is not just like feeling them well, whatever that may look like, but expressing them, and to a point where I, as his parent, know what he's feeling, why he's feeling it. He's only 4, but he does have a feelings board on our fridge.
That's brilliant. Yes.
And I personally love that, because the first day it went up, he changed it like 4 times within half an hour, and that's not exaggerating. And we added, this was the first time I put it up there, I only had like one option for like one magnet for him to put on the emotion. Obviously he needed 2, because you can feel multiple things at once.
Absolutely.
And right now his 2 favorite combinations are happy and excited.
Okay.
And if he's not happy and excited, he is sad and angry.
Okay. That's
And those always exist side by side, no matter what.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is interesting.
You know what? This lends to a question I had thought about for you, because we are talking about being calm and in a chaotic environment. So what about those moments when the boy is having trouble regulating his emotions and it feels kind of chaotic for you? How do you regulate yourself and keep your calm?
That's a really good question. The gratitude grounding we've already discussed. I'm trying to pull from my memory examples of times that I wasn't able to physically take a step back. I think what helps me with my son and where he's at and his age and his life right now is just acknowledging that he is a human being and reminding myself this is a human being. Like, you've had far worse days than he's had. And if he needs to throw himself on the floor and cry about it, then get down on the floor with them and maybe not cry with them, but be like, really just get on his level, whatever that level is, not emotionally. If
I love that distinction.
I've learned enough times there can't be two of y'all. There cannot be two of, like, if he's up here and I'm up here, who's driving the bus?
Right.
Like,
great analogy. Yeah.
So somebody has to be like a little bit more leveled, and I'm sure as he gets older, he'll be the leveled one, and I'll be the one up here, and because I've experienced that as well. And so, really, just to the best of my ability, practicing empathy, and just trying to feel what he's feeling, understand why he's feeling what he's feeling when he doesn't have the words, and then try to give him those words.
Yeah, because it's not like they come into the world understanding, oh, Mom, I'm feeling a bit emotional today because I'm really sad because my toy or whatever the case might be. So we've got to do that thing of giving them the words, you're shaking your head like, of course, Susan, that's what that's what we do.
No, but I love it.
But so many people, when the 4-year-old's having the meltdown, and I see this in the store, I see this at the ball fields, I see this in these places where they're just like, oh, I don't know what to do, and I just want to go. This is where I get old parent here. I want to go up to him and go, okay, be with them, and validate what they're going through. Yes, you're mad, and we still have to do the thing that we have to do. So that goes back into my personal. I love the expectations and boundaries and things like that. Yeah. But we still have to do the thing. So we're not minimizing what your son's feeling or any kiddo's feeling or any adult, because this can happen with adults too. You're feeling those emotions, right? Okay, gotcha.
Right.
And I'm going to sit here with you or whatever the case is, but we're going to make sure, you're safe, people are safe, and, all of that kind of stuff. So probably way more in there, but just in the little bit that you've said, I'm just like, oh my gosh, if I could help parents understand that children have to be taught what it is they're feeling and how to do something with what it is they're feeling. Otherwise, left to their own devices, we're probably not going to like what they're doing with their feelings.
Sure. Yeah. And piggybacking on that, because very valid. I think sometimes it's great for the adults to have a bit of a reminder that in the grand scheme of things, your 4-year-old, for instance, hopefully the worst thing that's ever happened to him is his favorite toy break. Right. And so if he's feeling the biggest of big emotions in that moment, yes, he doesn't pay taxes. No, he doesn't go to work every day, and he didn't get in a fender bender or whatever other thing we as adults deem as like bigger and, so much less trivial than a toy breaking. But that's a big deal.
It's their world.
Yeah.
Dude, my toy is no longer.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so I'm guilty of it. I know of my child lost her bunny when she was 3 and walked around the house going, Bunny, Bunny, where are you? And I'm sitting here like, why is this a big deal? Well, that's her beloved item, but had I known what I know now, I might have supported her better. And I think just having those gentle reminders that they're having a human experience in the same way that we are, just maybe on a slightly smaller scale, and that's very subjective. And you being there, present with him while he's feeling whatever it is he's feeling in that moment, that's a talent. So like, applause to you for that. That's wonderful.
You ready to teach a class on it?
Right.
Sure.
Parenting 101 with Morgan, right?
There we go. Yeah, but I mean, and emotions can be scary, right? They can be scary for us as adults who understand we're having the thing. Can you imagine how it feels to a 4-year-old or a 14-year-old teen or 11-year-old teen? It's just all of these things all at one time is just huge. So space to have the experience is key, and understanding people around you is big. That's big.
Yeah. So another fun tidbit of information I know about you, Morgan, is that you also have a sister who is very close in age to the boy. So I wonder, what is it like for you getting to be in such close proximity to your sibling who is your child's aunt? Like, how is that for you?
That's a really good question. Thank you. I think all your questions are great.
It's just like, this is a really good question. That's a really personal question. Okay, all right, yeah.
It's actually, that one's really funny to even think about for me because um, I was pregnant with my son when we found out that my parents were going to be fostering her. And it was very quick foster, fall in love. We get to adopt her now. And it was just a very quick, beautiful experience for my family. But I was so wrapped up and involved in everything that I was going on with like my pregnancy and everything. I was living out of state at the time. And so anytime I would come and visit, it was in very short bursts. And I would like play with her like a child because she was a child, but it was never like, oh, like that's my forever sibling. That's my sister, you know? She was just like the cutest baby alive, but it took a while to like develop that bond and that claim, I guess, that like sibling claim over her. And but her being now my son's aunt, only a
Imagine
couple.
what those family reunions are going to be like. when
Oh
they're
my
older.
gosh!
That'll be
And
fun.
so I am grateful, getting super transparent. I'm not closed off to ever having another child, but as of right now, I'm a one and done parent. And
Okay.
I'm very proud of the one that I have done. But I am so, so, so grateful that he has someone that he can run around with and he can fight with. And honestly, like it,
Almost like a sibling, right?
yes.
Yeah.
And he has cousins as well that are close in age, but as far as like actual like, I think they do think that they're siblings sometimes, and that's
Is there
okay.
anything? I mean, no problem with that right
No,
now. Is
no,
it?
there's
Okay.
not a lot of
Yeah.
like technical correction like when that happens.
Only
It's
until
like,
Thanksgiving when they go, oh, I'm going to go sit at the grown up table. You get to go sit at the kids' table because I'm the aunt, and well, you're not.
yeah,
You know,
that's
kind
going
of
to be
thing.
fun to navigate.
Yeah.
For sure. So in that regard, I love it. I love that they have that relationship.
Yeah.
And it makes the, and I don't love this term, but I'm going to say it anyway, the mom guilt, because it's a real thing. It like takes the mom guilt down a little bit for me.
Hold on. Look, that's a big
Yeah.
that's a big phrase. Mom guilt. What mom guilt could you be feeling that you're not feeling because of this relationship, that or the fact that you have a sibling who's so close to the son of your, or the age of your son?
That I know that I, for at least for a long time, don't want another child.
Gotcha.
And I know for some people, like it can be, and I've asked anyone that I know who was an only child, is an only child, I would like pick their brain for a little bit, and I would be like, what was that experience for you? I don't want to like make my son grow up to feel like some loner or something. And so I had a lot of guilt over that for a while, and then I just one day just had to acknowledge that this is it's not even a possibility right now. So let's slow your roll. Let's reel it in. But also just knowing that he's good.
Yeah.
He's happy. And he doesn't know any better if he has siblings or not. He's not going to know that experience. And if I'm doing as well as I'm doing in like the most minuscule way possible, doing as well as I'm doing, as like he's safe, he's healthy, he's happy, then why is that a bad thing? Why should that be a bad
So
thing?
as a card-carrying member of the Only Child Club, wouldn't change it to save my life. If occasionally I will harass my mother and go, well, when you get to the age to where you can no longer live on your own, guess what? You get to come live with me, and you did it yourself because there's only one. So we kind of banter back and forth, but I never saw that as a bad thing growing up. But what it did do for me is put me in situations, because I didn't have extended family around. We have very small numbers of kiddos in the extended family. I didn't have a lot of, I had friends, all that kind of stuff, right? But I was in a lot of places where adults were having conversations, adult whatevers, you know, because my parents would take, you know, whatever. So I got to maybe be a little more, I don't know, I don't know if it's a girl thing or what, or an only child thing, but, you know, like a little more mature in terms of behavior and that kind of thing. You know, I was the kid that would walk away with the most conscientious award at the end of the school year, not the one most likely to, you know, burn down the school or something like that. So that, I think, informs, like, you know, the personality. But I'm just curious, you know, if you ask my mom, does she feel bad? She's like, yeah, no. So I wonder, like, why mom guilt for being an only child, you know?
Probably because I was not an only child.
You were not. Okay.
I was
Gotcha.
far from it.
Okay.
Up until the aforementioned sister.
Yeah.
Which, going back to that super quickly, I realized I never like finished my full thought on that. So the bonding did take a while, but now that I'm in the space and place to be more intentional with my time with my sister,
Yeah.
that's been really nice too. Because, you know, when they're together, I'm mom first, sister second, and so it's hard for me to be the fun sister when I have to like get onto them and nag them and play referee and make sure that they're doing
But
what
you
they're
are
supposed
the
to.
adult in the room, and yeah, you do have
Yeah.
to do that. The fact that she
Yeah.
is your sister is just the fact. It
Exactly.
doesn't take away, you know,
Yeah.
because you wouldn't want her to be in charge of everything, would you?
No, she would love that.
She would.
But no, and so that's something else that I've really started to do and enjoy a lot more is if I know that there's a holiday coming up, we will swap kids and my parents will take the boy and I will take my little sister and we'll just have a girls' day. And those are,
Nice.
she says they're fun for her.
Yeah.
And I hope that that's true. I'm assuming that's true. They're a lot of fun for me. I've come to enjoy them and look forward to them a lot. And it makes it easier for me to separate that role and be just a little bit more. Obviously, she's so young. I'm the only adult.
Do you
in
get
the
to be more
room.
girly when you're with her, though?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And and I feel like she gets to be more girly too.
Yeah.
You know. And there's no, that's mine. This is mine. It's like when it's just us two, it's everything's shared. Everything's ours.
Oh,
And
nice.
I like that a lot.
So you and the boy both get the best of both worlds because you get to experience that girl bond and he gets to experience that sibling bond. But at the end of the day, you know, at night when maybe sometimes things are a little tougher, it's just him and mom, right? Like that's pretty cool. I don't
very
think
cool.
mom guilt, get rid of her.
Yeah,
'cause
absolutely.
I think you're doing some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah,
You're
absolutely.
welcome.
Don't carry the things you don't have to carry, right? Yeah, professional advice from somebody who's not the professional. Yeah, don't carry the stuff you don't have to carry.
That is good though.
Yeah.
I do need that reminder. That's good. I'll like write it on my mirror or something.
Put that in your gratitude journal on the ground.
Absolutely.
Don't have to.
Yeah. So, I think we're going to get into like one or two more topics. One of them is, what would you today, if you could go back in time and talk to you who just found out she's going to be a new mom, what would you say to her?
What I would tell you said finding out that I'm going to be a
you
mom.
just found out you're going to be a mommy.
Okay. I would tell her it's worth it. Break up with that man. Go home.
Okay.
That's
Wow.
fair.
Yeah.
And no spoilers, but it's awesome.
It is, isn't
And
it?
he's the coolest little dude.
Yeah.
And so
It is awesome.
I'd keep it very, very concise, very simple. And yeah.
I love that. It is
Yeah.
awesome. It is the most awesome thing that nothing can prepare you for. Nothing.
Yes.
Know what to expect when you're expecting or best
Love
friends,
that movie,
whatever.
but no.
Is it a
Yeah,
movie?
Yes.
They made a movie about the book about what to expect when you're having a baby?
They sure
Yes.
did.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Mhm.
Oh.
It's funny. It's like a
Oh.
cute little like rom-com, I would say.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know what I'm doing this weekend.
No
Can I
doubt.
find it? Oh God. Okay.
Wow.
A movie.
Yeah.
All right.
But
Wow.
you're right though. It is the most fun, exciting, I would also say rewarding thing you could ever do. And nobody is ever prepared. I don't think you could save enough money, read enough books or anything in the world. I think being a parent is one of the most unique experiences. I know a lot of people do it.
Yeah,
but
they do.
No two are alike, right?
Yeah.
So that's Wonderful.
Cool.
Wonderful response. Thank you. Our last question, something Susan and I talked about at the end of our very first episode, and I'd love to ask you too, is like, what is your favorite nonsensical word that the boy has said up to this point?
Being that he's 4, this ought to be
I'm sure there's
hard
lots of
thing.
language.
There's lots of fun stuff, I'm sure.
There is. The one that comes to mind currently is I have an iPad that I got years ago, and I use mostly for Pinterest.
Sure, I believe you. Yes.
And but he, for whatever reason, since he could speak, has called it the flashlight.
The flashlight.
Yes, and to my knowledge, he does not know that it has a flashlight feature on it, or anything to that nature. But he will be like, "Is mommy's flashlight? You're using the flashlight?" And he knows exactly what a flashlight is. We go on bear hunts all the time.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And it's just those words are just the same to him, I guess. So, which I think is very silly.
That'll be fun to
Oh, yeah.
kind of like ask him as he gets older and stuff. And he'll be like, "What
Yes.
are you talking about, Mom? I never called that that."
Yes.
Yeah.
So at least, okay, I will say, at least it's not walking around talking about an iPad, you know?
So you have no guilt because nobody knows that he has access to an iPad because they
Yeah.
think he's got a flashlight.
Yeah, to help him see in the hallways. Yeah.
Exactly.
Awesome.
Awesome. Yeah. So, Morgan, do you have any final thoughts? Anything you want to share with the world about momming it hard, even amid the chaos?
Something someone said to me a few weeks ago that made me almost cry. You're doing a good job.
Yeah.
And I think I'm just going to leave it there because let it land where it may. Because you're doing a good job. And it's hard to do a really good job for the hardest job in the world. So
I think that's beautiful. Susan, any
I don't know what to say about that other than, oh.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I too cannot follow up. That was perfect in every way. So with that in mind, I'd love to wrap it up by thanking you, Morgan, for joining us today. Your conversation was so incredibly insightful. I think we learned a lot about you. I think we learned a lot about the modern mom.
Yeah.
And thank you guys for tuning in for this beautiful episode of our budding podcast. And I hope you'll join us again for another chat about what it means to be the only adult in the room.